In this Flutter app, I can hide either the hot drinks or the cold drinks options on this menu. With some slight tweaking of the code, I can do the same thing, but this time round, the space taken up by the hidden widgets remains unoccupied. Let me show you how to build functionality like this using the Visibility widget in Flutter. We start off with a blank app. As you can see, there's nothing in our app but a blank scaffold. The only change I've made is I've added this images folder where I've added the images that we're going to use in our app. And in the pubspec.yaml file, I've added this assets line pointing to our images folder. So we're going to start by laying out the main layout of the app, where we'll have a list view with all the items we saw in the demo. Underneath this sized box, we're going to add two switch list tiles that will allow us to hide either the cold drinks or the hot drinks. The value of this hot drinks switch list tile will be a boolean. Let's call this boolean show hot drinks. Then let's define it here. By default, let's have it as true. So this option for saying hot drinks will be true by default. Let's do the same for the cold drinks. And there are our switch list tiles. As you can see, the unchanged properties are not yet fully defined. We're going to define that at a later point. Let's now add our visibility widgets. This first one will be for the hot tea option. We'll start by defining the visible property, and we'll set this to the boolean for showing hot drinks. So if this is true, then this visibility will be visible. The next thing will be to define the child of this widget. And inside here, we're going to put in a sized box with a card, which will contain the row inside of which we will put the image for the hot tea as well as the text for the hot tea. And since we want our card to be clickable to allow us to select this specific menu option, we're going to wrap the row, which will have our image and our text, inside an inkwell. For now, we'll have the onTap property as blank. We will fix that as we go. So the child will be our row. And inside here, we'll put the image as well as the text. So let's go ahead and put in the commas for formatting and then rebuild this to see what it looks like. So save, rebuild. And here is our rebuild app. So we have the two options for hot drinks, cold drinks. Of course, these don't work just yet. And then we have the option for selecting hot tea. So we'll go ahead and add 3 more visibility widgets inside this list. And we will set them to cold juice, hot coffee, and cold water. The only difference will be that for the cold drinks, we shall change this visible property to show cold drinks, which is this boolean right here. So let's go ahead and add in 3 more visibility widgets. So we'll copy and paste this and then make the necessary changes. Let's save and rebuild this. And we now have our 4 visibility widgets. The next thing will be to add a section down here that will show us the drinks we've selected from this menu. Let's start with the title that will say selected drinks and then put in a row that will show all the drinks that we've selected. For our selected drinks, we will create a list where each time we select a drink, that drink gets added to that list. And that list is what we will show at the bottom here. So first, let's create this list. Then here we'll create a row which displays the text in the list. The first child of this row will be a sized box for spacing. Then after this, we shall have a loop that will build a text widget for each item in the list of selected drinks. We'll have a comma and a space after each selected drink. So let's put in commas for formatting, then rebuild our app. So rebuild. And here is our selected drinks section. Let's quickly center this text. Save, rebuild. And here is the layout of our app. Let's start adding functionality to this app. Before we toggle the visibility of this visibility widgets, let's first enable the functionality that adds a drink to this list each time we click on an item in this menu. Let's start with hot tea, and we'll do it inside the onTap property of the inkwell. So we'll use a setState function, and this function will add the phrase hot tea to selected drinks. And let's do the same for the other 3 visibility widgets. Copy this and paste with the necessary changes. Let's save and rebuild our app. Now each time we click on a menu item, it gets added to the list of selected drinks. And now to toggle the visibility of this visibility widgets, we will use the list tiles we created here. And we are going to do the toggling inside this onChanged property. So for that, we are going to use a setState function that will change the value of these 2 booleans, either to show hot drinks or to show cold drinks. And so this setState function will take the new value of the switch. If we turn it to off, that will be our new value. If we turn it to on, that will be our new value. And so this function will take this new value and change the show hot drinks boolean to this new value. In case you're wondering why we are using setState functions in this app, it's because a setState function will rebuild the app once whatever is inside the function has been executed. That means it allows the app to now show the new state of affairs. So let's put in this function for the cold drinks switch list tile as well. So let's save and rebuild this app. Now when we toggle the hot drinks off, we can see that our hot drinks options are hidden. If we turn that back on, we can now see the hot drink options. The same happens for the cold drinks as well. Are you enjoying this video so far? Consider liking it and subscribing to this channel. Let's go on. Now the visibility widget has 2 properties that I'd like us to explore. Those 2 properties are maintainSize and maintainInteractivity. We'll start with maintainSize, and what maintainSize does is once the visibility widget gets hidden, its space remains unoccupied. Let's demonstrate this using the hot tea visibility widget. So underneath this visibility property, we are going to add in the maintainSize property, and this takes a boolean and we'll set it to true. However, for this to work, there are 2 other properties that we need to set to true, and those are maintainState and maintainAnimation. Otherwise, if we try to rebuild our app without these 2 being set to true, we're going to have an error because of the interaction between these 3 properties. So for maintainSize to be true, these other 2 have to be true as well. So let's rebuild this and see this property in action. Now when we toggle hot drinks off, the space occupied by hot tea remains unoccupied. If we toggle hot drinks back on, our hot drinks come back. As you've noticed, the space occupied by hot coffee was now taken up by cold water, and that's because its maintainSize property was not set to true. The other property I want us to explore is maintainInteractivity. For now, when we toggle hot drinks off, even though the space taken up by hot tea remains unoccupied, we cannot select it as an option. However, if we toggle its maintainInteractivity property to true, we'll still be able to select the hot tea option even if the visibility widget has been hidden. So let's change this visibility widget's maintainInteractivity property to true. Let's save and rebuild our app. And now when we toggle off the hot drinks, we are still able to select hot tea from these menu options. And that's how you use the visibility widget in Flutter. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below and I will help you out. If you have any other comments, drop them in the comment section as well. And if you have found value in this video, be sure to like it and subscribe to this channel with the notifications turned on so that you get notified each time I upload a new video. This has been the FlutterCoach, and I will see you in the next one.